I go here, and I start to go for my omoplata, and the guy kind of sits back and turns and faces the opposite direction. That's perfect. Okay, so I've still got his arm here. And now he's showing me his shoulder because he's rolled his shoulder so far back. So what's going to happen, so I'm going to use this hand here, and I like to go with my palm facing away from the guy. You can certainly grab with your palm facing to you, but I felt like when they resisted, they were really strong in that direction. So I have a tendency to roll my hand away. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for his shoulder. I'm going to slip my hand through here and here. I'm going to gable right on top. Now once I have this, here's the key thing. You cannot be down low on his shoulder because he's going to fish, dead fish his arm through it. Okay? If I can get it right in front of the shoulder, right in front of the shoulder here, right on the, just where it's kind of going into the collarbone and lock, it's a lot harder for him to just limp arm his way out. Okay? Now, what I need to do is I'm going to make a quick adjustment. I'm going to come out here, boom, lock this in, and now this is where I differ a little bit from the way I've seen it taught. I like to really think about anchoring this. So I'm going to pinch my elbows, I'm going to pull everything into me tight. Okay, now that puts a little bit of pressure on his arm, but now what I'm going to do is holding this in place, I'm going to stretch my legs away. So, feels good, yeah? Yeah. All right, feels like both of your shoulders are getting ripped apart at the same time. But the thing that's made it work for me is locking in that shoulder position. Most people throw holding it and then they talk about stretching away. But if you're not anchoring back here, the guy starts to move, your arms open up, and then the whole position opens up and the guy gets out. So the way we're going to counteract that, I'm going to make sure I have my legs in place, get my hands in, make sure I have a good grip, and they're going to pull all that down to my torso, as if I'm just clenching the guy's shoulder to my chest. Okay? Here. Oh, 3. I go here. Rotates through. Slip. Oops, sorry about that. All right. Now, if I can go here, that's fine, and I can rotate my hand later. That's fine. But like I said, a lot of times when I'm hanging on to the guy this way, they'll start shooting their shoulder forward, and it pulls my arm away. Okay. Whereas if I get here and I can at least lock like this, I've got a decent hook, and now I can lock in like this. All right. So I make sure my legs are figured forward, nice and tight, and then his arm is in good position. It's bent. His wrist is down, tucked into the bottom of my rib cage. I've got my hand gable gripped, pinch the elbows, and pull everything in. Really anchor that shoulder to you. So now if he tries to sit up, move around from here, he's really stuck. I'm going to hold on to this, and I'm just simply going to stretch my feet to the floor. You guys got it?